No, dude. Half of 0 is 0. You still have no pizza. 1/2 times -2 minus 2, which equals half of -2 is -1 minus 2 is -3, right? Oh, yeah. So this one is -2. This one is -1.5, and this one is 0, right? I do not want to spend a lot of time on that. Does everybody understand? Could everybody in here fill in the table? So if I asked you what 8 would be, you could all tell me the y value right now. What is it? 2. Lovely. Everybody can do it. Right? Okay. Now, how did you know how to do this? What did you do? I've already done it once. It is that, right? Describe what I did in yellow to me in words. What did you do? Talk to your neighbor, figure out a sentence that you are willing to say in front of everybody that uses math terminology. Go. The more math terminology you get into it, the bigger my smile will be. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back. Would anybody like to share the sentence that they and their compatriots came up with? No one? Not even my man Luke? What you got, Anish? Nobody, none of you in the 10th grade can explain how to do that to me using math terms. Really? Okay. I'll make it easier on you. You can use any words you want. You can talk like I talk when I'm making fun of Mrs. Bad Crumble in kindergarten. You can use those words. I do not care. Somebody explain to me in words what I did there. Go. You don't even need to use a math word. Just talk. I'll give you 5 seconds again. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Harmon.
Distribute the x value into the equation where x is and then just solve the equation how you would.
Okay, now if I were to put that in math terms, that's exactly right. I would take one of my input values, substitute it into the equation wherever that input variable occurs. Then I would solve the equation resulting in an output. Does everybody agree that that is what we do? Yeah? Okay. In grade 9, that's how you wrote functions. Okay? And you know how to find the output because this gives you the rules which you must follow, yes? Now, some of you will remember what I am about to draw. You do not need to draw it. Think back to your about grade 5 textbook.
There was a bear on my grade 5. So it's like a little machine you put it in.
The function machine. Does this look or ring a bell for any of you? Good. It shouldn't. It was stupid. But a great many people still use it. You input a number, 7, and it drops into the function machine. Then you add 2 to get what? 9, and then you times by 7 to get what? 63, and your output is 63. It's often used to teach BEDMAS, and it is used to teach, believe it or not, input and output, which you then start discussing again in the 10th grade. I'm surprised that none of you have seen anything that looks like that, but that's okay. You all understand how it works, yes? You input a number, which in grade 10 is your x value, or your independent variable. Then you do some math. Then you get a y value, or a dependent variable, or an input and output. Yeah? So what none of you saw, but every year a bunch of kids always put their hand up. That is this, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Just
So, yes. Now, in the 10th grade, we are no longer going to write y equals 1/2 x minus 2. In the 10th grade, you have learned the following. You have learned output equals 1/2 input minus 2. You learned that, input, output. You learned dependent variable equals 1/2 independent variable minus 2. You learned that. Domain value, or range value, equals 1/2 domain value minus 2. Yes? All those same thing, you've already learned how to do them. I did output and input. All right. Now you're going to learn a new way. Instead of writing output, instead of writing y, we write this. That is still our input. This whole thing is our output. And we read this as f of x. The f is the function's name. The x is the input. All right? Everybody with me? So your table of values is no longer x and y. What is it now? X, and what's the output? F of x. Everybody cool? Now, you all know how to do this because x is -2, so you write -2 there, right? So how would I write this line in this new notation, do you think? I start with f because that's the name of the function. What do I write here? -2 equals 1/2 -2 minus 2. The f of -2 is then -3. That is my x value on the graph. That is my y value on the graph. It's that simple. The x that's in the generic rule, just the rule that we are following, became a -2, so we put in a -2. When it's 0, what would I write there? 0. What would I write there? 0. If it was 3.75, what would I write there? 3.75. What would I write there? 3.75. Is this complicated? No. The only thing that makes it complicated is what I'm about to write. How many Jasreet Dillons are in grade 10?
1.
2. Right? I'm thinking of a Jasreet Dillon. Do you know which one I'm thinking of?
Probably the one in this class.
Wrong. Right? So, you can't tell me which one I am thinking of because they are two different people, correct? But they share the same name. That makes it confusing, doesn't it? So, in math, we don't like to be confusing. So, f of x is what we use to describe function notation. But every time we have a different set of rules, we need to give it a different name so we're not confused. So f of x is what we describe for everything. Just like when I say, what variable are we going to use here? And you all always say x, right? Same thing here. But what really happens is if you have a whole bunch of functions that you have to graph or do some work with, it can get confusing. Forgot the con. It can get confusing for which one you are working with. So we give them new names. This is how it works. The f of x is negative 1/2 x minus 2. But the g of x is 3x minus 2. Different rules, different name. H of x is 2x plus 7. Different rules, different name. Does everyone understand? It's all the same thing. This is still my input. This whole thing is still my output. The reason we change the letter is so you know which set of rules you are following. Okay? One sec, Damaris, I'm going to give another example. All right? If the right person does what I am about to ask them to do, they're going to get 10 gummy bears, but it has to be the right person. Okay? Everybody ready for the instructions? Everybody ready? Give yourself moose ears. Moose ears, or moose horns. Just the right person has not done it, so they are not getting gummy bears. Now, if I change the instruction to this, Harprob, give yourself moose ears. Did she know it was to her I was speaking? Because I named it, right? When I said give yourself moose ears, you all did it except like 3 of you. Because you didn't know if I meant you. Does everybody understand? That is what those letters are for. So if I said, tell me what the output is if I give an input of 3, can you do it? No, you cannot, because I've given you 3 different functions there. So you do not know what your output is going to be when I say input 3. But what if I tell you to input 3 into the g of x? Can you then give me an output? Why? Because you know I am speaking of that line. Does everyone understand? Yes? Damaris, did I answer your question? Brilliant. It's like I could read her mind. It's because I've done this once or twice. Everybody good? All right. So, here is our first function. What is its name?
The function of x.
F of x. That is the name of this function. The f of x equals 2x minus 7. That's the rule I must follow. I am asking you to tell me the f of 2. What has changed between black to red? The x is turned into a 2. So what should happen with that x? It should turn into a 2. What is the f of 2? 4 minus 3, so the f of 2 is 7. The f of 2 is negative 3. Yeah? Everybody good? Which of those is input? The 2. Which of those is output? So how would I write it as an ordered pair? 2, negative 3. On a graph, x and y. Everybody Gouda? Gouda for grapes? Great. So you do the next one. It's not the f of x I seek. What is it I seek? F of negative 3. Which means what the x's become what? So I'm inputting negative 3. So what do I write here? Negative 6 minus 7. And what is my output? Negative 13. No pies in the faces for you people. What is the ordered pair? Negative 3, negative 13, x and y. Is everybody good? What if I gave you this? The f, I'll change color again. The f of 3/4. What do I do? Does anything change? Of course not. 2 times what? 3/4 minus 7. 6/4 minus 7. 1.5 minus 7. Negative 5.5. What's the ordered pair? Three-fourths, negative 5.5. Does everybody get it? What if I wanted this? The f of lightning bolt. 2 lightning bolt minus 7. Done. Whatever goes there goes in for x. Doesn't matter what it is. Is everybody good? Is everybody good? So what if I gave you this? I want the f of x plus 2. What would that be?
X plus 2.
2, x plus 2 minus 7, which would be 2x plus 4 minus 7, which would be 2x minus 3. Does everyone understand? Whatever goes there goes in for x. Do you get it? Good. Turn the page over and let's see if you get it. What have I done? I have a new function, so I've given it a new name. Yeah? Yeah. I need to do how many different inputs? 3. I got to do that input, I got to do that input, and I got to do that input, correct? So, the g of 6 is what? What do I write? Write it out. Don't cheat. Negative 2/3 times 6 plus 1. What's negative 2/3 times 6? Negative 4 plus 1, which is negative 3. What is the ordered pair? 6, negative 3. Now what goes in? G of negative 3. Negative 2 over 3 times negative 3 plus 1. 3's cancel, negatives cancel, 2 plus 1. 3. What's the ordered pair? Negative 3. Positive 3. And finally, the g of 0 is negative 2/3 times 0 plus 1. What is it? 1. What's the ordered pair? 0, 1. Do I have 3 points? So I can make a line. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 6, negative 3, 0, 1, and boom. Can everybody do it? Why did I connect the line when I only had 3 pieces of data?
Because you saw that it was linear. Everything in between would be linear and it'd probably be
Absolutely right. Can I take any value of x and multiply it by 2/3?
yes.
And then can I add 1 to that result?
Oh yeah, you can.
Yes, I can. So it's continuous data, correct? Is everybody good to there? I cannot go on if you are not good to there. Is everyone good to there? Everyone understands how I put the dots on the graph? Everybody understands why I drew the line? Yes? Going once. Going twice. Going thrice. This is where Harmon steps in. Sweet. All right. Now, read that question and answer me this. Am I looking for a value on the x-axis or a value on the y-axis?
X, because we already know the y value.
Absolutely correct. This must be an x value because, as Luke says, we know the output is 7. Where do I find the output of 7?
On the other side of the
On the graph.
column, output of 7 would be y7.
So I go up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's the y value, but I don't need a y value. I need an x value, yes? So I got to go across here.
And it says,
Now, what do I know about that red line?
and it says using the information, so
What do we know about that red line?
it goes on forever.
It goes on forever, correct?
You can move it, just line it up and then move it again.
No, it doesn't work. I keep trying every year with this piece of garbage machine, and it doesn't work.
Oh, it is going on forever.
Yeah, technically it is.
You should just do that until it just takes you out the middle of nowhere and you can't find your sheet again. That'd be pretty funny.
So we know that red line, which I have to draw freehand because this is such a piece of garbage. Hits right there, yes? What is that x value?
-9. Unless I did my
8.
line wrong.
Negative 8.
Oh yeah, -8. My line is a little tricky.
Does everybody understand? Is everybody good? This, there's supposed to be a red circle around that. It'll show up in a minute. This is graphically. Is it -9?
Yeah, that's -9. You just miscalculated.
Okay. Okay, it's -9. That's fine. Everybody good? Everybody good? That's graphically. But I can also, how did we get these points in the graph? We did math, yes? So doesn't it make sense that I could do math to go the other way? So what I had was g of x equaled -2/3 x plus 1, correct? The g of x also equaled 7, correct? If the g of x equals that, and the g of x equals that, what do I know about those two? That they are equal. So couldn't I also have done 7 equals -2/3 x plus 1? And then could I not have done algebra to find x? -1 minus 1, 6 equals -2/3 x. Multiply both sides by 3. 18 equals -2. divide 18 by negative 2, negative 9 equals x. And that is algebraically. You must be able to do both. Is everybody at least semi-comfortable with both?
Yeah.
Are you?
Send.
Great. In that case, you all should be able to tell me. We'll be doing more of it. Well, please look what we're about to do. 2 more questions about it. All right. So, looking on number 5, do I have a graph?
No.
No. So are we now restricted in how we are going to do number 5?
Yeah.
Yes, we must do algebra, mustn't we? Because there's no graph. So let's check. Here we go. M of x equals 4/3 x plus 2. I want the m of 7. So what do I do?
Insert the 7.
Insert the 7 where, Luke?
Both x values.
So that is 28/3 plus 2, correct?
Oh, you do that way.
Right? 28/3 is 9 1/3, yes?
Yep.
What is 9 1/3 plus 2? 11 1/3. What is the ordered pair? 7 and 11 1/3. Why am I using fractions? Is it to make it difficult?
Yeah. Slightly.
No, it's to make it so you recognize that it doesn't matter what the stuff looks like. You just do the same math. What then is the m of 1? What do I do? 4/3 times 1 plus 2. 4/3 plus 2. 3 1/3 plus 2. 5 1/3. What is the ordered pair? Oh, sorry, 1 1/3 plus 2. The answer is 3 1/3. I was getting ahead of myself. What is the ordered pair? 1, 3 1/3. Now, the next one is the one that kids screw up all the time, which is why I wrote this over here, and why I'm going to write it again over here. The m of x, which I have right here, equals that. But the m of x also equals what? 5. So what do I know about those two things? They are equal. So 5 equals 4/3 x plus 2. Now I need to find an x value. And I just do algebra. How do I get rid of that plus 2? Minus 2 minus 2. 3 equals 4/3 x. How do I get rid of this 3? Times by 3. 9 equals 4x. How do I get rid of the 4? Divide by 4. 9/4 equals x. What is the ordered pair? Nine fourths, or 2 1/4, comma, 5. Can everybody do it? Better, Harmon? Great. Prove it. Do 6. Go. Do it, Aronica. Harmon, do it. Do it.
I think I got it wrong.
Doesn't matter. You guys are wussy. All right. H of 2. What do I do with 2? Put it in where there's an x. Negative 1/4, 2 minus 4. That is negative 2/4 minus 4, which is negative 1/2 minus 4, which is negative 4.5. And the ordered pair is what? 2, negative 4.5. If you got it right, quack like a duck. Now everybody, quack, 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 quack. Yeah, see? Yeah. That's the worst duck quack ever. You would not fool anyone. That's not bad. That was really good, actually. I hope that got recorded. It's a good mic. I hope that recorded.
He's wearing yellow sweaters. Harmon is a duck. He's all in yellow.
H of negative 2. Where does the negative 2 go? So that is now positive 1/2 minus 4, which is negative 3.5. What's the ordered pair? Negative 2 and negative 3.5. And finally, as always, because I am teaching, you don't need to do this, but I do it. The h of x equals negative 1/4 x minus 4. The h of x also equals negative 4. So what do you know about those two? That they are equal. Negative 4 equals negative 1/4 x minus 4. Add 4 to both sides. 0 equals negative 1/4 x. X equals 0. What is the ordered pair? 0, negative 4. Right? Everybody? I should bill you for teaching you this. I should bill you for teaching you this.
No, I got it.
I'm quacking up as well. What is a duck's favorite snack?
Quackers.
Cheese and quackers. Yeah.
Quack.
What's a duck from South Central's favorite drug? Quack. Where do ducks live? Quack houses. All right.
Oh, love it. Oh,
Okay. Now, if I am not mistaken, your graph, like mine, is not labeled, is it? Yeah, that's a pain. Just let me check, because I think I fixed it in one of the other classes. I did. Okay. On this graph, this guy is the g of x, and this guy is the f of x. Okay? So, if I want the f of 3, am I looking on the black line or the blue line?
well, they're all black to us.
I know. Am I looking on the curvy line or the straight line? I am looking at the parabola, yes? Is that an x or a y value? Input or output?
Input.
That is an input. Which axes has our inputs? The x-axis. Where is x equals negative 3?
It's there.
Right there, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this guy with a black line. My x value is negative 3. Where is the y value? Right there, correct? And what is it? Negative 2. Is everybody good? Okay, we've done algebra. Now we're going back doing some graphic work. Everybody good? Is everybody good? Okay, which part?
I got the x-axis.
So you understand that this is an x value of negative 3. All right. Now I need the output value on the f of x curve. I only have an input value, right? The curve is way down here. That is negative 3 with an output of negative 2. Is everybody good? Everybody good? Prove it. What is b? Are you on the line or the parabola? The line. Is that an x value or a y value? X value. So where do I go on the x-axis? To x equals 0. Now I need to find an output. On which line? Parabola or line? Parabola. Or line. Right there. What is my y value? 2. Is everybody good? What about C? Parabola or line? What about C? I go out to x is negative 2, and I go down here, and I find my output of negative 3. Is everybody good with that side of the thing? Great. What changes in D? It's an output value. So because this is an output value, where do I go?
Algebraically solve it for the...
No. You can't algebraically solve because you don't have algebra.
Oh.
I go on the y-axis. Output value. Therefore, we check the y-axis. So where do I go here? To 1. And am I looking on the parabola or the line? Parabola. The y value is 1. What is the x value? What? The y value is 1, so what's the x value? 0. Everybody good? Everybody understand it? Prove it. Do E. Who would like to volunteer an answer to E? Harmon? Negative 1. Is he right, Damaris? Damaris says he's right. Is he right? Yes, he is. Because he went up to 3, found the line, found the x value. Yeah? Gouda? Gouda for grapes? G of 4. Marley says it is negative 2. Who will corroborate it? Aronica corroborates it. Is he right? He went up to 4. He went out to G. He found the x value. Is everybody good? Okay, now I'm going to give you the hardest one to do graphically.
Oh no.
Because it's crazy difficult. G, that's just letter G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I want to know the x value when f of x is negative 2. Go. What is it?
Negative 1. What was it again? Yeah, is that what's 2?
Negative 1 is exactly half of the answer.
Okay. Wow.
It is negative 1 and negative 3. Why?
Because it's a parabola.
There is my my y value. There is 1. And there is 2. Does everyone understand? That is the hardest one to do graphically. You have to check everywhere that has the value. Is everyone cool with that? So what if I did this? What if I did this? I want this is the q of x, and q of x equals 3. How many x values will there be? 4. Because I would go up 1, 2, 3, and I would go across. There is 1, 2, 3, 4. Does everyone understand? Sweet. Now, we've done the hardest graphing one we can do, but have I pumped up the algebra one yet? No. That's what we're going to do next. Because as you well know, white space is where I put the tough stuff. Everybody ready? The f of x equals 2x. Everybody cool? Everybody cool? The g of x equals x plus 7. Everybody cool? The h of x equals 2x minus 4. Is everybody cool? Everybody good? Everybody good? I want you to tell me the f of the g of the h of 3. Go. You have all the tools you need to do it.
Oh, you just
Stop! Talk quietly to your neighbor if you wish to talk it out. You have all the tools you need to solve this. I did not say coo like a pigeon.
I didn't do it.
I said quack like a duck.
That's my thinking, you know. Okay.
Yo, you got it? Don't say it out loud. Jed Winder says he's got it.
Oh, it's just you go and go and go.
And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and Jed Winder, you're on. What is it?
I think I did it backwards by accident.
That's going to be tough to get into an ordered pair. I think I did it. That's going to be tough to graph.
You forgot the it. Oh, dang. See how tough that is?
What do you think the answer is?
I said it was 18, but I think
Hold up. We have 18 as an answer. Do I have any other answers?
Bro, I don't even want to try.
What do you got, Anish? Anish has 20. What else?
I got 0.
We got a 0.
Y'all wanted some answers.
I do.
I didn't say we're going to be right.
But I would like answers from all y'all. Damaris.
I got 22.
22?
Yeah.
Or 20, comma, TOO? You got 22?
22.
The number 22.
The number.
22. Okay.
Number 32.
We got a 32.
That's negative. What?
Okay. All right. One of those answers is correct.
It's mine.
Oh, now that I've said one of those answers correct, all the other people that got that answer is like, oh, it's that one. Even though they didn't have the guts to quack like a duck 2 seconds ago. It's never mind. It is 18. Yeah, everyone. Yeah, boy. I'm badass, man. Yeah. 2 seconds ago, what'd you got? I don't know. I'm not going to even look at Mr. Myers because he doesn't want me. I don't know. It's 18. Yeah, son. Yeah, okay. Tough guys. Good job. Jad Winder, where do you start?
well, I started at 2 times 3.
You start at the h of 3,
Yeah.
which is h of 3 is 2 times 3 minus 4, which is 2. Correct? Now I want the g of the h of 3. Well, if the h of 3 equals 2, then I must want the g of 2, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Which is 2 plus 7, which is 9. If the g of 2 is 9, and I want the f of the g of 2, then I must want the f of 9,
I see where I went wrong.
which is 2 times 9, which is 18.
I accidentally made G2 x minus 4 as well. So I got the right answer for the one I did though. I made G2 x minus 4 just like H, but I doubled it.
Is everybody cool? If I stack 27 functions, which is the one you must do first?
One that has the value.
The middle, the lowest one, right? If I did this, the A of the B of the C of the D of the E of the F of the G of X, where do you start first? G of X. Then that goes into the F function. Then that goes into the E function. Then that goes into the D function. That goes into the C. That goes into the B function. That goes into the A function. And then you're done. Everybody understand? Everybody understand? All right. That's it. That's the whole unit. Yep. Work on page 194 for the rest of class. Did we write a quiz in this unit? Yeah, we did. This one, yeah? Yeah. Okay. And then, oh my goodness, it's like I've timed it perfectly. We're doing the review on a short day. Stop it. No, I don't give tests on Fridays. It's crazy talk. Will I give the test on Monday? I don't like giving tests Monday, but if I give you the test on Tuesday, then it's first block. Tuesday? Okay. Yep. Test is next Tuesday on this unit. Williams Lake. Have a fun trip.
She starts at
Ali, wonderful he, Alia Bagua. Have we gone over our cumulative? Have I given you back your cumulative? Well, I suppose I should do that, shouldn't I? Do you wish to do that now? Or do you wish to work on this? We can go over the cumulative tomorrow. But you may have it back now. Who cares? But I am lazy. Oh, I have not finished marking Steve and Jesna's. So I will mark them right now. Right now.